Hey everybody, welcome to PAX Unplugged. My name is Grant, I'm with Popverse, and I am here with Dan, the CEO and founder of Tycoon Games. Dan, can you tell us about the beautiful games that you've brought for us tonight?
Sure, so we have a wide variety of games that we make. We just brought a selection of them here. Most people know us for our Everdell line. So we have Everdell, the original game here, the collector's edition. We have Welcome to Everdell, which is a little easier jump-in version. Far Shore, so we've started exploring different parts of Everdell. Everdell is a valley where you have different critters that build villages. It's a very chill, cozy game. Then we started exploring the world a little bit. So we went to the Seashore and Far Shore. We went to this is our new release here for PAX Unplugged. So Silver Frost, so you're kind of in a wintry, mountainous land. You're using fire to melt snow, and you're always trying to discover and build the best village. That's the gist of all of these. And then we have other standalone games like Everdell Duo. So that's a 1 to 2 player solo or co-op game, and you can actually play 2-player versus, so competitive or cooperative. So that one's a kind of 2-in-1 game, as Duo would imply. And then Canvas, we actually just acquired. We've acquired a whole bunch of new lines recently, and Canvas is one of those. So that's a great game about building pictures basically out of different cards. You have these clear cards, overlay, and you get the different elements on there and you score points accordingly. So that's the base game and a whole bunch of expansions. And then based on my 15-year-old's favorite movie, Flow, which many of you have seen, won the Oscar for Best Animated Film this year. That one's from our friends at Brain Games. We do distribution on that. That's a real-time, like 10-minute game where you're trying to save all the animals. So that's the gist of these little bits. And then obviously there's a lot more games that we make, so you can come by our booth or visit tycoongames.com. You can see all that stuff there.
Excellent. And I believe in just a moment here, we are going to play this absolutely gorgeous game. It's another Everdell expansion called Emerald.
That's right. So we went, Everdell's kind of in like a North American, Northern European forest is the original game setting. And then we went to kind of the North Atlantic coast and Far Shore. Then we're going to the mountains. Now we're going to the jungle. So this is part of our Edge of the Map series that we announced a while ago. There's 4 installments. So we had Far Shore, Silver Frost. Now you're going to see Emerald in the jungle. And then stay tuned for Gildan in the future. So.
Ooh, we will stay tuned. For now, though, let's go to Emerald.
Okay, so welcome to Emerald, the latest part of the world of Everdell here. And so if you haven't played Everdell, I'll just assume if you're watching this that you haven't. And so if you already have, a little bit of this will be redundant, but I talk fast, so it should work out fine. So in Emerald, we're taking our critters and we're going to go to the jungle setting. And in every game of Everdell, whatever version you're playing, you're going to select your meeples. So go ahead and select whichever color you like.
I love a green.
Okay, so you're going to get your frog meeples there. Okay. And they come with a little helper. I always forget that. I think that's like a worm. So in Emerald, you actually have helpers, little micro meeples as we call them, for each individual critter. And those will help you in the game. So those are unique to Emerald. Those weren't in previous versions of the game. I guess I'll be these capybaras here. Those are our featured guys. You can see our coconut capybara plush here. We have little plush versions of some of our guys. So these are my capybaras. We're obviously in like kind of jungle-ish places all over the world. So we're going to start with a certain number of meeples here. And then I have my little, whatever this little micro meeple dude is here. So you can see the kind of size of those. They're very tiny, but they get to go to special spaces. They're so small they can sneak in other places. So our goal at the end of this game is to have a village of cards that we're going to build. So we have a whole deck of cards here. We've got some cards out front here, and we want the most points. So like most games, you're going to judge whether or not your village is the best by the number of points on the cards. And those are indicated right here on the side, this little white symbol there. Now in Emerald, this is also different from previous ones. All the cards are double-sided. So you can actually you'll play the card first like this with the lower number up, and then you can pay to upgrade the card later in the game. So every one of the cards in here, you'll see a whole variety of cards. Those are all upgradable. So just make sure you're on the right side, which I've already set up there. So that's our goal, is just one thing at a time. We're going to send a worker out to get resources. You can see we're playing with the collector's edition of the game, so it has all the fancy components. You have little figs, you've got harp tokens, these are all the ones for the collector's version of the game. If you get the essentials edition or the core version that you'd find in retail, that one just has punch board. But you have bamboo, we've got some stone, you've got emeralds in Emerald, what a surprise. We've got these cool ferns, and you can actually touch those pieces. They're kind of a cool thermal plastic rubber.
Like the little erasers.
Yeah, for the folks that know original Everdell that has the berries, that's a similar material. And then we've got some tokens down here that give you bonus things. So we're also showing off the deluxe resource vessels. So these are the totally unnecessary but totally awesome just what they call them. They hold your resources. So if you don't have these, you're just playing like a chump with all your stuff on the table. But if you invest in the awesome deluxe resource vessels, you're going to have a nice place to store all of those. And you can see they're all thematic things. You got like wells and stuff like that. So we're playing with the fanciest version. We're going to go into a little bit of the rules here, but this is a bit of an overview. So if you want to check out some of the how to play videos that are elsewhere online, you can see that. We don't have quite enough time to go into the whole game, but we'll give you a brief amount of it. These dice are resources, those are variable. So you'll notice that this one's a fig, that one is a leaf, and you're gonna roll those every turn, so they're gonna be different every turn, okay? So again, go back to basics, what are you doing? You're building a village. How do you do that? Well, you either send one of your workers out to go get something, or you're gonna play a card from your hand. So we're gonna have various cards in our hand. You're the first player, so you get 3, and the rules tell me that I get 4. And you can play up to 4 players. So you're going to get increasingly more cards the further you are away from first place as a kind of catch-up mechanic. Okay? So if you look at these cards in your hand, you're going to see there's a bunch of resources on the left here that you want in order to play them. So this cargo mill, that actually costs 1 white stone here. And so I would just need 1 stone to play that. So if I said, you know what, I want to play this. So I'm going to take well, you're the first player. So I'll let you, let's see what you have in your hand. Do you have anything fun?
Sky Scout.
Okay, great. So he costs
1 fig?
1 fig, yep.
All right.
So why don't we try and play him? We'll walk you through that over 2 turns here. So go ahead and take your, we're going to take, you don't have any figs yet, do you?
I do not.
Okay, great. So we got to go find some figs. So where on the board do you think we could find figs?
It looks like right here.
There you go, yep. So we're going to go down there. And then these ones actually give you options. We won't get into these in detail, but these give you options that change every turn. So that right this turn, that's a fig. This is always going to be figs. It's also 2 figs, which is great. So you're going to go there. You're going to take 2 of those little squishy figs.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay, so that's your whole turn. You just sent a worker out and you got some resources. Now to go to my turn, I also have no resources. As we've established, I've got my eye on this cargo mill, right? So I'm going to send my guy over here, and I'm going to get, this one will give me a stone, and it'll let me draw a card. That little symbol there is draw a card, okay? So I get to draw a card off the top, goes in my hand, okay? And because these are double-sided cards, so you can either put them in sleeves if you're being competitive, or you can just kind of play with them on the table. It's a fairly chill game, so I'm not like, ooh, you have that one, so I'm going to play this. And there's some other bonus things up here that you're going to get points for if you achieve these goals. But the gist of it is just that one action, right? You sent your guy out, you got some resources. I sent my guy out, I got a resource. Now we're going to go back to your turn. So again, you can either play a card, if you can afford it, or you can send another worker out and get resources. Now I cheated a little bit here because we have 6 meeples. So at the beginning of every game, typically you're only going to have 2 meeples to start,
okay.
And then you're going to have a bunch more that'll unlock later on. So these are actually going to be hiding down here. You're going to play through 4 seasons. So we're going to start in the, I think in this one you start in the summer maybe? In the original one you start in the winter. But you can see here in the winter, in the fall, and in the spring we're going to unlock additional guys. I'm going to place a bunch of workers that are going to give me more stuff here. So it's your turn. You've got a couple figs. You wanted to play your critter there, I think.
My Sky Scout here?
Sky Scout, okay, so can you afford him?
Let's see, now I can, that
Okay,
I have
you
the
can.
figs.
So you could pay that fig, just put it right back in the supply there.
Great.
And then you get to put him in front of you.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, now this guy is a green character, so he's going to trigger when you play him, so he gives you something. In this case, he lets you draw a card. So you can go ahead and draw a card. That sounds great. Note that you don't generally draw cards. This isn't a game where it's like you draw cards on your turn, so you do have to take actions to draw cards.
Sure.
So you're going to draw a card off of that. Importantly, this will trigger every time you see that symbol. So if we look here on the board, in the fall and in the spring, you're going to get that trigger again.
Okay.
Automatically.
I will draw a card again.
Yep, you'll get to draw a card again. And then this is your points, and again, you can upgrade. You can pay to upgrade this later for some cost, and it'll be worth more points. Right now, he's worth 0 victory points, so not great, but he drew you a card, and he's a dude on the board, so that's good. And I'll go back to my turn, and I would say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pay this and play my, where was my thing I was trying to play? My cargo mill. Cargo mill, very similar. It's a green card. It's going to get me 1 bamboo. Hooray, I got a bamboo. And then I'll get to do that again twice more in the game. Does that make sense so far?
Absolutely.
So I got cards in my hand, I got cards on the board, and that's pretty much what you're going to do for 4 seasons. Now it gets more complicated because you can get more workers. So whenever you're done with all your workers, like if I deployed all my workers, all my little guys, then I would be out of workers and I have to recover. I have to go prepare for season. I'm going to get all my cards back, my meeples back off the board, and then I'm going to get whatever's in this slot for the next season.
Okay.
So I'll do all this stuff, which will give me, like in this case, another little mini meeple, micro meeple, and it'll give me, you can see here, that gives you actually 2 more of your meeples, and I actually had this wrong. You get 1 of your meeples here. So you'll have 2 here, we'll have 1 of each here, and then we will have, this one is on our board that's tracking up here. So this is every one of our Everdell games has a different kind of 3D structure. So the original had a tree, which you would put all your pieces on to kind of get stuff. In this one, your archaeologists, that's what these guys are here, they're actually progressing downwards. They're exploring into the ruins. So this is like an Indiana Jones style. You're in the jungle, you found a ruins, and as you go down, you're going to get bonus things. So that's what this whole board is here.
And that's what the relics are for.
That's what the relics are for,
okay,
yep.
Great.
So you'll draw out of that cool bag there.
Do you mind if
in the
I...
collector's edition, go ahead and draw. We'll fast forward here and show you what would happen. You just get some cool relics and you can do stuff with them.
Okay.
So lots of cool punchboard tiles. The Deluxe Resource Vessels version, so this one here, this actually will come with plastic relic tiles. So those will replace the punchboard relic tiles.
Okay,
so we don't have the samples of those yet. But this is coming to Kickstarter December 2nd, so you can pre-order it there. We encourage people to get the collector's edition, but you can get the regular version as well. And then all these add-ons that you see will be in there as well. So the gist of the game here, again, 1 to 4 players. You're gonna have a lot of variability. If you've played Everdell before, you've got a lot more options here. You have your double-sided cards. You've got some new mechanics here. You have some new mechanics here. So every one of these Edge of the Map series kind of goes a little further away from Everdell. So a lot of people are like, ooh, I really like Everdell. Now, every time we do this, we have people that jump in, never heard of Everdell before. And we're like, that's awesome, because that means there's new people that are coming in and playing the game. So you don't have to have Everdell. You don't have to have played Everdell to play Emerland. You can jump into Everdell Emerland and play this by itself, and then you can kind of go backwards and play the original games if you want, or mix and match. So you can also draw, this is another piece I didn't mention, you can draw from the middle of the board. So let's say you have a bunch of cards in your hand, you're like, these cards all suck. I don't really want to play these. Or there's just a better card out here. Oh, I really want to play this novelty shop. And so I might go get another one of these white stone, and I could take that and just play it right to my village. Okay. When I do, I'll replace it from the card stack. So think of this like a shared hand for all the players. And you can play Everdell with 1 to 4 players. You can play solo, play off of that or your hand, or if we were playing 2 players, this is where the interactivity comes in, because generally this isn't a super competitive game, right? It's not attacking, it's not aggressive. But there are a couple ways that that'll happen. If I take a spot that you can't get to, that is a limited spot basically, then you can't put your meeple there until I get my meeple out of the way. If I take a card, if you really wanted this gardener and I take it first, I really wanted that gardener. And there's only a limited number of these, of every one of these in the deck. We actually have a little secret code here that'll tell you how many are there. This has 2 symbols there.
Oh, I see.
So there's 2 luthiers in the deck. That's a general overview. Get resources, send your critters out, build your village. You can have no more than, I think in this one, 12 cards in your village. And at the end, we're all going to look and see who has the best critters, and you go from there. But it's a very kind of chill, relaxed game. This plays in about, I usually say, an hour and a half for like first time you're playing. And it does scale with number of players. So you play 2 players and you know what you're doing, you can play in 20, 25 minutes. If you're playing with 4 players, we have to wait for everybody to take their turns. So,
even though there's so many elements to it, I mean, it's so simple to just send your meeples out. I love meeples. Really quickly, I do want to just ask, the tiny meeples, what do they do?
Yeah, so the tiny meeples let you do a couple of things. So at a gist, they let you do 2 things. Let's say I'm already in a spot that's closed. This one's open, but let's say I was in a closed spot like here, right? So I was in here and I was in a closed spot. I can send my worker in. So I'll use an example here. Let's say this was closed. It's not, but let's say it was. I can send my worker, my little micro meeple dude, and he's going to negotiate with your critter and say, hey, can I just come in? So he's going to let me use a space that's already locked. So that's one use of these guys. And then there are other locations that only these guys can go to. And so that's the other element of this that really matters a lot.
Understood.
Yep. So those are the micro meeple critters and your regular critter meeples.
Fantastic. This is such a beautiful game. I mean, just like the artwork is so fantastic. It's so vibrant. Remind us again, Dan, where we can buy not only Emerald, but the rest of what you brought here.
Sure. So all our Everdell games, Emerald is coming to Kickstarter, so that's not going to release yet, but it'll be releasing next year. But you can back it on Kickstarter or through our Pledge Manager. You can always buy our stuff through TycoonGames.com. You can buy it through your local game stores. We're distributed all over the world. We're in 25 different languages and I don't even know how many countries, 120 countries or something. And you can also buy our stuff through Amazon. A lot of our stuff is there. So you can kind of get it through your favorite online or local game store. And then some of our stuff you'll find in Target. Sometimes you'll see it in Walmart. So Barnes & Noble, these are the sorts of places you'll get it at. So whether you like to buy local or buy online, buy from us direct or buy from a local store, those are all great options. Just keep in mind that, we always say Tycoon Games, we make games, we sell games, and we give games. Seems kind of obvious, the first two steps. Every publisher makes games and they sell games, ideally. It's important that order too. We don't sell games and then make games. We make games, then we sell you the games. So Emerald that you're looking at here is done. Like, we're just going to Kickstarter to find out how many do we want, where should they be. So then the give games is that through Tycoon Giving, so we donate for every game we sell, we donate to Toys for Tots. So I used to be a kid that got games from Toys for Tots when I was a kid, and so this is our way to kind of keep giving back. And so far based on the purchases of everybody that's bought our games over the years, over the last 5-6 years, we've donated about 480,000 games to kids. So it's over $13 million worth of games.
That's incredible, and I think a great place to wrap this up.
That's why you'll see that little Toys for Tots sticker on there. You'll see it in stores and stuff, and it doesn't matter where you buy it. Buy from us, buy it at our convention booth, buy it at a local store, buy it online. All your sales are going to benefit kids. So we do more of that every year.
That is fantastic. Dan from Tycoon Games, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.